before we get started, we just wanted to let you all know that we are going to be recording a special episode dedicated to Rodrigo Lopez, our club legend. And so we want to know from all y'all, what was your favorite memory of RoRo? You could contact us at sacsoccerpod.com. You can also leave a voicemail there if you prefer to actually say whatever you'd like to mention of your memory. Or you can reach out to us on our social media on Facebook or Instagram with the message, and we'll read it on that special episode. Please submit that to us here by November 1st, so that way we can actually have it included on the podcast that we'll be doing as a bonus episode for RoRo Lopez. So thank you so much to everyone who sends us their answers to that question. And now let's go ahead and get started with tonight's episode. Welcome, Sacramento soccer fans, to the State of the Republic podcast. I'm your host, Luis, and in today's episode, we got two games to talk about. First things first, we'll talk about last Wednesday's win against Charleston Battery, in a win that maybe surprised a lot of us here on the podcast, because if you guys remember podcast Winner Dinner, our predictions weren't as positive, although I will say Sharon did actually have faith that the team would get a point, so they proved us wrong. That's what we want whenever we predict a prediction that we don't like to predict. But you guys know how that competition goes, and we want those points here. We'll also talk about Saturday's game, RoRo's last regular season game, and how all the festivities went there. Unfortunately, the score didn't go our way, but it was a weird game. I mean, there's a few rotations happening, and now we look forward to playoffs, which we'll also talk about our next opponent, which is in the playoff quarterfinal game against Orange County this Sunday at 6 p.m. Unfortunately, on a Sunday, not on a Saturday. You can blame, as usual, Cal Expo for having a concert on Friday and needing over a day to actually recover. And let's hope that our pitch is in good condition as well. Of course, we'll talk about podcast Winner Dinner here and how things are looking like as we approach the last games of the season. Right here. All right. Well, let's go ahead and introduce our team members here as usual. We got the full house tonight. But first, let's go over to the city of Kilgore with Jared, who I think might be fixing his video right now, but we'll see if it gets got fixed before he gets out on the screen. How's it going, Jared? Oh, give me 1 second, Jared. Let me get you out of here. There you go.
All right, there we go. Gotta love Mondays, right? Camera messing up and whatnot, but other than that, it's still a good Monday. It's a victory Monday, at least for some of us that follow the Jets. Wish it was a victory Monday for Republic fans as well, but you know, you take what you can get. But either way, it's still a great day out here in East Texas. Starting to get a little chilly finally, so that's always good. Definitely had a mixed week as far as highs and lows, and we'll definitely get into it. And of course, we're going to get into playoffs this coming Sunday against Orange County, which you already know how I feel about that.
Yeah, no, they're always a difficult opponent to play against. I mean, whether it's at home, away. Yeah, I mean, it's always a challenge against them. But I will say, and as I'll let him right now, right here next to Rian, I think Sharon is trying to fix her laptop issue here. But if you recall, a few years back, we played against them in playoffs, and they actually eliminated us. So it could be our opportunity to now eliminate them from playoffs. But how's it going, Rian? You remember that match, Rian? What was the score, if you remember that?
Oh, man, Luis, you're putting me on the spot here. I'm going to have to look it up for a second. But I'm doing great here in Natomas. If you told me going into this week that we'd get one win and one loss, like I would have thought, so we would win against Miami and lose against Charleston. But nope, turns out I would be wrong, and those results were flipped. So there's a lot to talk about on the pitch. There's a lot to talk about off the pitch, and I'm happy to be talking all about it with all y'all here on the podcast.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was definitely, like you said, just if some would have told us like one game's going to end with you guys winning 1-0, the other one's going to be you guys losing. Yeah, I think everyone would have said it's going to be the other way around. I would have gotten a point on Saturday, but that's not how that works. Well, it looks like Sharon is still kind of working out her situation there. Hopefully, she's able to get Wi-Fi again on her laptop there. But we'll add her here once she's back on our studio here. But in the meantime, while she gets connected, let's go ahead and give our goals of gratitude for the week, and then we'll talk about last Wednesday's game against Charleston. So, Jared, if you want to go ahead and get us started with the goals of gratitude.
All right, so I definitely got some glosses of gratitude, although not necessarily related to the club, but I'll get just a couple of those later. First of all, JETS, Jets. We finally get our first win, so glosses of gratitude going to my New York Jets. But also a moment to reflect on the life of Nick Mangold, one of our Ring of Honor centers from the 2010s. He had unfortunately succumbed to kidney disease early yesterday, Sunday morning. So we had to win it for him, and we did by defeating the Bengals 39-38. Also, glosses of gratitude going out to Sick New World and their ticketing company, Front Gate Tickets. I was able to get VIP tickets, and not just any tier tickets, but tier 1, the lowest price. I never get tier 1 tickets for these festivals. So next October at Fort Worth at the Texas Motor Speedway, if anyone comes through, I know Scott Bradford is bowing out. He's not impressed with the lineup, but that's okay. But also glosses of gratitude, more related to the club. Of course, we have to give massive glosses of gratitude to Rodrigo Lopez. Excellent career that we have seen the many highs and lows of. Technically still has at least one guaranteed match, hopefully a few more and raising the cup, but we'll see how that plays out on Sunday. Also to the group chat, for keeping up to date with what's going on at some of these home matches, especially for some of us that are nowhere near the stadium. Those are the biggest ones I've got for right now. Rian, what do you have?
Yeah, so some glosses that I have. First off, music related. I went to Berkeley to watch the Lorde concert down there, and I feel like I experienced every single emotion possible to a human person. It was just an amazing concert. I experienced happiness, sadness, everything in between, anger that the show was over and Lorde wasn't playing her full discography. We could have gone into the night and I would have been happily watching her perform everything. But it was a great night. Happy to be in attendance for that. Another goal also to Puta Creek Cafe and the Harvest Festival down in Winters. If you haven't visited Winters, it's a charming little town, and it's just within driving distance to Sacramento. So yeah, they had a great festival this past weekend, and I believe they're gonna have another festival this weekend. So it's another chance to go. And yeah, one more glossa to Rodrigo Lopez for everything he's done. I'm gonna write more about my thoughts on his retirement later when the season is over. But for now, thank you, RoRo, for everything. I think, Luis, you were there with me, but he was the last player on the pitch, signing autographs and all that. And he was signing every single autograph, and just his graciousness and humbleness will be missed. And I can't wait to see him back on the touchline when he gets that opportunity.
Yeah.
Luis, any glosses?
Yeah, he was the last one to sign there. Before I mention mine, Sharon just joined us now. So Sharon, first of all, how are you doing? And hopefully you're able to fix the situation you had there, right, with your laptop, it looks like, maybe?
Put me on the screen.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
I was looking at the small screen. I was like, wait. And then I was like, oh, yeah.
You have to push the buttons, man. You're the button pusher. You're the wizard behind the curtain. Yeah, no, I'm a little upset with the Wi-Fi and all the things that, technology gives us and takes away, and we get frustrated and then we move on. So I am back in business. So we'll see if I turn into Elsa, if I have a frozen moment or whatnot. But I'm okay. Today was a good day. Took the cat for a very long walk to go buy cat food at the pet store. So that was interesting. Thank you to my cat for weathering a 2-mile walk. I think it was about 2 miles, somewhere in there. Good job, cat. That was Pasha, the boy cat, that does that. I'll be posting that on my social media here in a little bit. You'll be able to see him going cross country because we were on a dirt path for a little while in his little carrier, his stroller. So that should be fun. But real quick, glosses of gratitude to the club for throwing one of the most fabulous events that we've been to in a long time. It almost like it didn't matter that we lost. Whatever. But it was just such a fabulous event with the display of the art by David Garibaldi and of RoRo, the big picture of RoRo, to the Tower Bridge Battalion that shows up time and time again these days for everything, painting tifos. And I know some of my friends were there. My besties were there at Chris's house painting those tifos on Thursday and Friday. Thank you so much for doing all of that and getting all the cards. They did these large poster boards with photos and memories of accomplishments that RoRo has had in his career with us and overall. And it was just amazing what they come up with. And then the tailgate, it's always fabulous. And then everybody who attends the tailgate, super friendly. And I don't know if it's because of, a little bit of cannabis that they're on or whatever, but everybody was it was like a giant love fest out there. It was so fabulous. So thank you to all of them. And a special shout out to, people like Amy, Nicole, Nick, Connor, all the people Michael Donato, that take care of all of us fans when we get in there, from the ushers to, people that just greet you and hand out things, and, to the club for giving us these wonderful posters that we got to hold up anytime we wanted to during the match. And, of course, we did it in the whatever minute it was that we subbed RoRo off, and all the big announcements were made at that point. And then after, it was fabulous. And to the folks who received 12, I gave away 12 tickets to this last match, ones that I had banked and built up. And to all of the recipients of those, you've been more than gracious and grateful for receiving free tickets, because I didn't charge a dime, and I could have, because they were selling for $70 to $80 a piece, and some of them a little bit less, but it was a sold out crowd. And then finally, got to do food. You guys are always doing food. My turn. Costco. Thank you so much for endeavoring into chicken wings. I swear, chicken wings are like one of my favorite foods. I mean, there's perfect foods out there. Chocolate, of course, comes to mind. Olives, strawberries, there's certain things. Mashed potatoes, another perfect food. Chicken wings at Costco. Garlic pepper chicken wings. You will not go wrong. If you like chicken wings, they make them, put them in the same place that they put the big rotisserie chickens. You can get chicken wings now. I got 3 pounds for less than $20. 3 pounds of chicken wings. They're so good. Anyhow, thank you, Costco, for that. That's it. Luis.
Wow, that's a really good deal. But you know how Costco goes, that and their the typical cafeteria food, and yeah, there's always really good deals there. Well, for me, I have a few. First one goes out to you, Sharon, for me being one of those recipients to get the free tickets on a Wednesday and Saturday. It was really awesome. I know we lost on Saturday, but still, I'm really glad that I was able to go to both games and see, hopefully not in my viewing, RoRo's last games, because I'm not going to be able to attend the game until the potential final of the West Conference. So please make it there so I could see RoRo on the pitch again. The next one goes out to the Sac State media department team for actually interviewing me on a little segment that they're actually doing for RoRo on his last regular season game. We'll be sharing that on the socials when they post that. They said they'll be sharing that with me. So, yeah, but shout out to them. It was really great for me to be able to go back in the memory lane about RoRo and my first game and talk a little bit more about State of the Republic podcast there as well. And then another one goes out to the team for putting together just an epic, RoRo show, and the videos that they did for him, all the people that spoke about him, and they put the video there at the end of the game. And the just amazing mural that Garibaldi did for him. Fantastic stuff. I wonder where it's going to go. Maybe RoRo's going to take it with them, or maybe they're going to display it at the stadium, at least for some games, so we could take more like closer pictures there with the mural. But shout out to the team for coordinating that for him. And then another one goes out to the organizers of the Day of the Dead 5K run at Fair Oaks. I got the chance to run it. It was my first time actually in Fair Oaks on Saturday, and of course doing a run there on Sunday. But they did a great job. They do this every year. They've been doing it for a few years. So if you guys want to go out for a run next year, I definitely recommend going and doing their 5K. Word on the street is I think they might be doing a 10K or a 10-mile run next year as well. So if you guys are into running, and if you guys want to go see a Dia de los Muertos festival there, check it out there in Fair Oaks. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the games that we had this past week. It's kind of weird, right? It's like, it feels like the Charleston game was a long time ago from now.
But I love
it was a highlight.
I love that Charleston game. I just love the pedal to the metal, how we pressed and we were present for 90 minutes. I love that game. If we could just mimic that game always, that game, wow, made me feel so good. We all walked away. We all walked away from it feeling just like super. Okay, anyhow, didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep going. Rihanna will back me up on how it felt at the Charleston game.
Yeah, no, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this game. I mean, it was a surprise, right? To get the win 1-0. Of course, Charleston, they weren't really playing for anything, so there's that caveat there. But still, we get the win, and it wasn't an easy win, right? Because they had their opportunities as well, and we took advantage of ours and got the win, which was a really important win as well, right? So that way we would be in 4th place overall come Saturday, and that's why neither us nor Miami were playing for anything other than the stats, right? Which, speaking of stats, Rian, we want to hear your thoughts on this match. Like, I'm sure you were surprised, right? Just like we were all surprised that we got the win.
Yeah, this match featured two teams that are like pretty good at attacking. Charleston Battery, I was raving about them in the last podcast, but you have player selection of Rubin, MD Myers, who's in the Golden Boot race, Kyle Jennings in the Golden Boot race, Wesley Leggett. It's a solid attacking team from Charleston, and for them to be kind of held in check a little bit with only 3 shots on target. Granted, we only had 1 shot on target, but they didn't really have that many real good opportunities at Danny Vitiello in net, which is a great sign for the Republic defense to be holding out and getting a clean sheet against, probably the best attack in the league. That being said, they didn't really have anything to play for, as you mentioned, Luis. But still, good performance against the number 2 team from the East, and great momentum builder into the postseason.
Yeah, I already felt uncomfortable going into this match. I mean, given the fact that it's Charleston, they're the number 2 seed in the East. They've definitely wiped the floor clean with some other teams. But to the fact that we held our own and actually shut them out 1-0, I mean, that was just a total and utter surprise. I mean, I was definitely pleased with the turnout on this. So this gives me hope later on in the playoffs that when we take on some of their counterparts here in the Western Conference, we could have a real chance of holding our own. But yeah, I mean, this is just amazing to see we can actually hang out with some of the best of them in the Eastern Conference. Of course, Saturday was a totally different opposite result, but we'll get into that later on. But still, we gotta love the fact that starting this homestand into the regular season, we take out Charleston. I mean, like, it was almost nothing, or so it seemed.
Yeah, no, and the pressure they were putting on this game, it's the same kind of pressure that we want to see on Sunday, right? And I mean, all the players, I mean, they were just running up and down, and I got to give the biggest shout out to Corey Bennett. Like, it's crazy, right? The guy played 90 plus minutes, and he kept putting pressure like all throughout the game, which I'm glad he finally got his goal, because he like deserved it throughout the game. And it's just as easy as that, right? It's like just put that pressure. You're at home, play like you did in this game. Don't worry about Saturday's game, right? It was a weird one. Rotations. We were all, I think, distracted by, the RoRo party. That it's okay, but just focus on this game. And I don't know about you guys, but I mean, what happened on Saturday, I didn't really look at it too much because this game is, I think, the game that really mattered the most, right? Was getting the win here, and using this game as our view of how we want the team to play in playoffs. So that was that. But let's go ahead and take a look at the goal that, as I just mentioned, Corey ends up scoring here. So let me add it here on the screen. Let's do a change there. All right, let's take a look at the goal that right here. All right. Let's see. All right. So the goal was scored in the 50th minute, and I don't know how you guys felt because I know I was with my dad in this match, and we initially thought that it was going to be a longer free kick, not just a short free kick like that. And I was a little surprised to see it, but at the end of the day, I feel like it was one of those plays that they actually prepared, right? To actually have this happen. It's always a risk, right? When you don't do a long free kick and just pass it, because we've seen some players end up losing the ball. And I'm just speaking in general, right? When we're looking at free kicks that are taken like that, but they really knew how to connect with each other. You see Jack put in a amazing cross over to, I believe that was Lee. Yeah. So Lee to actually header it over to a Corey Bennett who was ready right there to score the goal. So a little surprising to see Lee putting up an assist. I mean, it kind of ruined all of our predictions when it comes to assists here. I wish it would have just been Jack right to Corey, but hey, Lee gets an assist, showing us if he needs to put the ball to someone to score the goal, he'll be there and do it. So what do you guys think of this?
So when you bring up the name Lee, the question that I received, and it was from a total stranger when we were at the railing, and I don't remember what I was doing. I was going down to talk to Jonathan Ricketts and Cody Baker on Saturday, and I had a gentleman ask me, who's going to fill RoRo's shoes? And the only name that came to mind, because he's been doing it a bits and pieces this season, was Lee. And so it was really fitting because I actually picked RoRo for my assist on this, but it was Lee that got it. And it's like, okay, is this some kind of weird okay, is RoRo handing off the assist thing to Lee? Is Lee going to be I don't know who. Anyhow, we'll talk about that a little later. We'll speculate. And I really want to hear from people who listen to the podcast. Who do you think could step up and fill those shoes next season? Because it's different. Okay, but Lee getting that assist, right place, right time, unselfish move. Dude could have done so much different, and he did the perfect thing. The man knows soccer. I mean, come on. How many years has he played? And he's Irish. So, I mean, all those things in combination, he knows soccer. He knows what to do. I think, okay, so there were some corners and there were some free kicks that on this night, we only had one tall person in the back line, and it was Lee. Am I right? Or was Jared on there too? Anyhow, it seemed like we had shorter center backs. Oh, Freddie was there.
Jared and Freddie were playing.
But for the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Jared got subbed out. Remember?
Did Freddie get subbed out?
No, he played full 90.
Okay, what am I thinking? Okay, whatever. Oh, maybe it was Saturday night's game. Yes, it might have been Saturday night's game because they were resting Freddie and Lee. Both of those guys were resting.
Yeah, Freddie got subbed in.
Yeah, so it was Saturday night's game. There were crosses coming across, and we had no twin towers. We didn't have Lee, and we didn't have Freddie. And those are the guys that can convert those headers, right? And Corey with his hops, of course, he's good with that. Trevor Amon was good with that last season, right? He did a lot of those. But anywho, to make a long story short, this was a fabulous goal. Thank you, Corey Bennett. I forgot that I had picked him. Thank you, Corey Bennett, for the point. I needed it because I was the only one that felt positive, as Luis said earlier, with respect to the score line. I had us at a 1-1 draw. Not that I was secretly hoping for Charleston to tie us up so I could get another point, but I had people asking me, "Did you get a point for the score?" It's kind of like, well, I did a whole lot better than my buddies. Anyhow, so this was probably one of the sweetest goals that we have ever seen this season. Just everybody, the buildup. That's what I said in one of my social media posts. The buildup was spectacular. Loved it. Started with RoRo.
Yeah, and that there was a couple sitting behind Sharon that actually got upset at us three guys here who predicted a loss. By the way, so yeah,
they weren't happy with us, Debbie Downers, but more you guys than me. I got off. I think skating with this 1-1 draw, but the rest of y'all, you guys were
yeah. It was the wrong game to predict the loss. It should have been on Saturday, although you guys would have looked at me crazy if I would have said 1-0 the other way. But
they have Jonathan Ricketts. I'm sorry. He's coming back to Heart Health Park to prove a point. I love Jonathan Ricketts. You guys know. Swiss Army knife all last season. That was his nickname when he played for us when he was healthy. And he's been healthy for Miami. Dang it. And then he comes here and they dance on our head, but whatever.
Going back to the goal for a little bit, I just want to say, sometimes one chance is all you get against this caliber of opponent, and it's good to see the Republic making the most out of the chance that they got. Yeah, sometimes that's all you get, and I really push the team to create as many opportunities as possible, to create high volume, high quality opportunities. But in this match, it was just one chance, and they took it. Everything looked purposeful, from Jack's cross to Lee's header. Corey Bennett slots it through. Great set piece routine from them.
It's a great opportunity to crowd the box as far as this goes. I mean, great to see Corey Bennett get more goals added onto his account. Great movement once again by our boys. Right spot, right time, and Corey just takes advantage of it, gets us on the board 1-0, and then that's really all we needed, thankfully.
Yeah, that's all we needed, and as I mentioned, the 3 points are really important for us, right? Because post game, getting the 3 points meant that we were 4th place overall, and just general USL standings between both conferences, which of course is important for the USL final. And also it guaranteed us a 2nd place spot, which we ended up in the standings actually being tied to New Mexico, right? 48 points for both of us, but we won in the tiebreaker. So this win was really, really critical for us being able to secure that 2nd place. Granted, maybe Saturday's game could have been approached differently if we would have maybe tied or lost, because you had the New Mexico game there, and they're a risk of taking over 2nd place. But still, it helped us not worry about anything on Saturday and focus just on having a party for RoRo, which again, fortunately the score wasn't there, but hey, at least we didn't have any pressure of like standings and all that. So yeah, so this was a great game. That's all that happened, the 1-0 there. So, Rian, if you want to load up the other match while we talk about our overall thoughts on the match on Saturday, which, as we mentioned, it was a RoRo party. Festivities were great for RoRo. Gotta give the club a shout out, because we know when Connor does his introduction to the players, rather than Connor being the one to do the introduction, they actually had Roman, RoRo's son, do his introduction. It was an amazing moment. For those of you who watched it on TV, don't worry, because I actually I'm going to post a video on YouTube and actually recorded that moment there as well, so you guys could view it. But just shout out to the team for doing that for RoRo, and of course doing the videos that they did for him throughout the game.
It was so moving. Not a dry eye in the house. All of my buddies, everybody around us, we lost it. There were a couple moments where, with the kid, it was something else. Rian, you shed a tear. I mean, we were all choking up. happy but sad. Yeah, Jared.
But also another Gowazo gratitude to Gowazo itself, CBS Sports Gowazo, for staying on and showing that tribute video, and also the painting being unveiled by David Garibaldi, and the fan and player video, which Sharon actually made an appearance on as well, that I've seen. So I'm definitely glad that yes, the club and also CBS Sports Gowazo stayed on after the match to show that, because they understood that how important this was for all Republic FC fans, as well as just fans of RoRo in general. So I was definitely glad to see that. There might have been a few onions cut somewhere. I think maybe in my kitchen that just kind of drifted over here, but I don't know. But either way, it was definitely a great regular season send-off. I mean, he's still got more work to do, but as far as the regular season goes, this is a way to close it, because this is a party overall. On Wednesday, RoRo got to see Dougie again, but albeit no Dougie roles. And then Saturday, he got to meet up with Jonathan Ricketts once again, played last year, of course. So, yeah, it was definitely a party atmosphere. We didn't really care about the score. It would have been great if we won, but as long as we have time with RoRo, because we know it's not that much time left with them.
Yeah, and I will say the timing of his retirement letter and all that was well done. It was the perfect timing to do it. Well, in this case, 2 games before. Would have maybe just been 1 game, but Charleston Battery game had to be moved. But yeah, and also for the team, for all the things they did. And I'm sure, they knew ahead of time, maybe it wasn't too last minute, but yeah, they did so many things. Sharon mentioned it earlier. This is the other side, by the way, of the different banners that they gave out to everyone. So shout out to the team for doing that, for, doing the merch right here. I'll take this out right there. Our captain. There's also a back to this. You guys might be able to kind of see it there. It was great. I don't know if they still have any for sale. I don't know if you guys know. I feel like they may be sold out. I was there early, so I got it.
As far as I know, it was in stadium only.
Oh, okay.
You know what's so funny, Luis? You guys, I got to tell you this story. And I was so busy, I couldn't answer my phone or do any of that sort of stuff. Luis was frantic. He wanted that freaking T-shirt like nobody's business, right? And to make matters worse, his sweetheart, who was supposed to attend the game with him, wasn't feeling up to it, and so she wasn't there. So poor Luis is probably in this mild panic because I'm not answering. I'm not texting. I'm not paying attention because I don't get notifications sometimes on my phone. And plus, I just switched carriers. To make a long story short, it's the first thing I asked him when I finally see him was, "Did you get your T-shirt?" Because he wanted that T-shirt so bad. He wanted me to go get it. And it's dude, I am not going to wait in that freaking line because I didn't get in very early, right? But he did. Luis, I'm proud of you. You managed to get the T-shirt. Congratulations. But I'll tell you, we all love RoRo, but I think the fact that we got that interview, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago with RoRo? That was we got 2 different interviews. There was the one and then the other, and then the other was better than I don't know. I think we were in better terms. It was so good. You were beyond, you love this man. I know you do. We all do. I think your respect for him is beyond compare. And I hope he knows that about you, that, you are just a top fan. And I appreciate that about you because you take us on the journey with you.
Oh yeah, and like I said, once I reshared the sex state thing, I don't know how much they'll share of the interview they did with me there, but I expressed all my respect for him and just all the stories, right? And I know we're gonna do our bonus episode and we'll go back in memory lane, but
we'll have to because we're gonna have to do some photos. I almost pulled up all my old photos from way back machine when I was still with the team, and I was getting them housed, all the players housed. I have a photo of me and of not me, but yes, probably of RoRo sitting at the desk, filling out the application to get housed at the apartment complex. And oh my goodness, he looked so freaking I mean, he looks like just a kid, right? Because he at the time he was kind of still very young. It was a special memory when I saw that one pop up because I have like a bazillion. It's like a huge percentage of the photos in my phone were of RoRo or something with RoRo in it. It's like that's just nuts, that of course I take a bazillion. You guys know I'm that person that records everything, all the memories. Even Rion, and don't ever change it because I love it. Rion's his ID photo for the all is quail blog is I'm in it. And it's like I made the photo. Yeah. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to like get those pictures prepared. So when we record that, we'll have them here on the screen for people to.
Sure. I'll set up a shared folder and I'll dump them all in there and you can have them.
Yeah. So I mean that was the game. I was glad that I got the shirt. If they sold out, I really hope that they make it available for people to buy online. All right. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the match itself. I know that that's we were hoping for a win for us. Now we did have a opportunity that hit the post, and then we had another opportunity that I felt, and it was early in the match, if you guys remember, that it should have been a penalty kick. It's a shame that the referee decided not to call it because we know who would have taken that penalty kick, would have likely scored, and at least he would have had a goal to his name there.
Yes, should have been a PK, should have been this, should have been that. There were some weird ass calls in that match. Nobody was fond of the referee, but at the end of the game, somebody said he actually wasn't bad. Was that you, Rion?
No, that wasn't me, but I don't remember. He was an okay ref. I don't have any real complaints against him. But yeah, to this match itself, it felt like everybody was trying to set up RoRo for one more special moment. Like Luis Felipe was trying to give him some opportunities. He was trying to get an assist. He got some shots. Like everyone wanted RoRo to get one more chance in front of the crowd. Shout out to Miami. They've been dead in the playoffs for like a while now, but they still showed out. Put on a great show. They got their chances. Some players were impressive, honestly. Sebastian Blanco, formerly of the Portland Timbers, was putting on a show for them. But yeah, it would have been nice to get a win here, but I don't think we had that really pushing for that expectation in this match because it's whatever. We were just mostly here for RoRo.
I know. It was interesting, but I will say Neil was pressing the pace. He was really pressing the formation. He was really pressing the guys to pay attention. There was a lot of pressure on Cody Baker, Jared Timmer, Chibi. Those guys had quite a bit of weight to carry on their shoulders to execute things because without Jack Gurr on the pitch, we had AJ, which was we all know it's my sister's favorite player this year because he's got such spunk. And we were even cheering him in the second half when he was on our side. Get a yellow, get stuck in. He said after the game, goes, I heard you guys. I was like, oops, we didn't mean for you to purposefully foul, but we really wanted to see his spunk and his, see him light up the pitch. But, because he's the guy with the long throws and all those other things. But we only saw Jared Timmer last for, 55 minutes or close to 60. But he got subbed out in the 50 some odd minute. And I think that's when Freddie came in, right? Didn't Freddie sub in?
Yes.
Yeah. And then that was also when Ryan Spalding came in as well. Or did Ryan start the game? I forget.
No, Ryan also subbed in with Freddie.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And those were legitimate subs, and I think we saw on Ryan's side. I thought we saw some good things there. Some people were blaming the goal, Miami's goal against. So the ball deflected off of Freddie Kleeman's body, his shins or some other body part, and it bounced right back into the path of the Miami striker. And I forget which one it was that scored. Doesn't matter. It was one of them. But somebody was blaming Cody Baker that goal came about because of Cody, but I didn't see that, and the coverage doesn't clearly show. it doesn't clearly show that. So what do you guys know? Did somebody get in behind Cody?
Yeah, let's take a look at that right now. So the goal they score on us happens in the pretty much in the 87th minute at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and Cody Baker's he's not anywhere around, right? Yeah, he's way over there. So how was it his fault? Was it a player? I mean, you've got Corey Bennett right there too. But if you go back, the ball deflects off of Freddie or Danny. I forget who it deflects off, but it deflects off of one of them, and it bounces right back into the path of a striker. And was it somebody's responsibility to follow that guy? Corey was the closest guy, so why did Corey not follow the player?
I think in this setup, Cody is supposed to be guarding the near post. That's his responsibility. That's his area. So that may be where he's getting some flack.
Okay.
But you have 4 players for the Republic there. It's not solely on him specifically. Besides that, I think Cody had a great game.
I thought so too. Yeah.
The backline had a great game. But to your point, Sharon, under previous managers and under Neil, the backline is responsible for distributing, for getting the ball circulating. And you see it consistently with the amount of touches they receive, the amount of passes they complete. They're normally amongst the leaders each match. In this one, it's Rodrigo Lopez, but everybody was trying to set him up. But I guess to your point, maybe Neil was just trying to push Chibi and Cody to develop their game more, get up to tempo, get more integrated with the first team, get more integrated with more professional players, and Jared Timmer just trying to get back from injury, just trying to get him back up to speed before the playoffs. That's my thoughts on it.
Sure. And we didn't see Nick either. I mean,
no,
we didn't see Nick. And those things are fine. They went, a Wednesday, Saturday, and then you see Russell Cicerone in the stands, having sitting with his beautiful wife who's due in December or January, somewhere in there, right? So it's pretty incredible that we are still pretty deep and we can rest some of our men, So, yeah, I was impressed overall with Cody. Sorry, this game, all the games so far, and I even talked to him personally. I said, you kind of got off to an interesting start. It looked like you were, I hate to say it, a little bit getting used to the system of play, otherwise known as a little lost. And then after that, boom, he showed up every time he stepped on the pitch. He's been better and better and better. And he even has some great hops. He has really good vision also for passing. I don't know how many passes of his get interrupted. You know how sometimes Chibi, there was one pass he made. It was just I gotta get the ball away from me. And it was this rushed pass in the first half. I kind of had to giggle. And it's he just wanted to get rid of the ball because, there was some pressure and you just have to calm yourself. I think Cody does a better job at resetting and getting his mind calm, in between different, pressure situations. I think Cody's already got that skill set. And I think it would be great to get him on the podcast before he has to return because we only have him on loan.
Yeah, backing up your point, Cody had the second most passes completed, right behind RoRo, 56 to RoRo's 70. And his passing accuracy was second amongst the starters at 91.1, right behind Jared Timmer at 96.2. So he's up there with passing for this game.
Yeah, Jared Timmer. So nice to have that man back. And we put him to the test. There were a couple times he had to sprint. And it's kind of you just wait. They've already had an injury of some body part, right? And then when they have to put that sprint into test, that tests the whole trunk. I mean, that tests all of the muscles that can run fast when you have to sprint like that and chase a guy down and also try to get the ball so you're reaching. Anytime you're in a full sprint and then you have to reach and that's hard. I tore the gluteus the middle one. There's 3. There's maximus, minimus, and the other one. I tore that one. the one that I forget the name of. And I tore it sprinting and then reaching for a ball. So that's like whenever I see that happening, it's like, oh, please don't break a hip. Anyhow.
Yeah. So we've been looking here at a few other like plays in the match that Seba, like one that hits the post that should have been a goal. It could have even been an own goal there for a second because that one Miami player gets close to it. But yeah, I mean, we had that one. We had a few other ones. The Miami goalkeeper had some pretty good saves, right? Like one that we just saw on the screen that should have been a goal, but credit to them. The Miami goalkeeper is just trying to close the season out well for them. And yeah, I mean, they ultimately get the win through that goal. And I mean, yeah, they get the win. Also, we see another great Danny save, which prompted the usual Danny chance in the 85th minute. But unfortunately, next minute, they score the goal. But yeah.
It's just another crowding the net situation, unfortunately, against us. And Miami, they found a way to take advantage of it. They just kept plugging. They did not stop until the whistle, and they managed to get it in. So, it's some kind of celebration for Miami. They had a great start to the season, and then they regressed to their usual bottom of the barrel standing situation. But they've at least ended the season on a high of taking out Republic FC. But then again, once again, it was just more of a party match for us, to honor RoRo. So we weren't too terribly situated with it. But nonetheless, it was still a great evening, with all the festivities, recalling memories, showing love for RoRo any way that we can, whether at the stadium or afar. I mean, it was just overall still, an evening that you could not ruin our vibe with, losing to Miami. But also, once again, it's a chance to see Jonathan Ricketts again. So that's still all good.
So interesting you would mention, good to see Jonathan Ricketts. He has so much respect for all the players on our team. He even went out with Jared Mazzola, before the match, not before the match, but day before the match, because they're really close. They're buddies. And just to see the hugs between Ricketts and our guys and Ricketts and RoRo, he respects RoRo. He told me, that he just absolutely adores the guy. And, we really like Jonathan. So good spirits. It's always nice to see some of the alumni from Sacramento Republic. It's always nice to see them when they come back and they're good. They play hard, but after the game is over, they're still mates off the pitch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. When you have the good alumni, right? Because we know there's some that have not been.
Yeah, we got some crazy ones. But you know what? Still, some of the staff will welcome them back. Now, I got to say, one of the tributes to RoRo that stood out for me was the one written by Mark Briggs. Everybody wrote some incredibly touching tributes. Mark Briggs, our photographer, Arena, she wrote an incredible tribute. Dan Tyree, Daniel James, the photographer, Dan Tyree in real life. Just good stuff. Quail City, Dan wrote that, the tribute to RoRo essentially. And he put it that it's just, we're not even done with RoRo. I mean, it's just a morphing into the next phase of RoRo. So we're not done. It's not like he's not leaving us. He's sticking around. He's going to do the Wondolowski shuffle. He's got a job. We're not losing him. So that's really, really cool. Yeah. So we're looking here at some standings and where we all stand. Thank you for pulling that up. The Eastern and the Western Conference. Somebody's got to knock Louisville City off. They're so proud as a club. They're just so proud. And Tulsa being in our Western Conference first place. It's like Tulsa's not even on the West Coast.
Right? Yeah. It's one of those weird teams.
The thing that sucks, okay, Luis, I got to tell you, the thing that sucks for me, we're playing Orange County. That freaking sucks because if one of us wins or loses, it doesn't matter. There's only one California team left after this coming Sunday. That's it. One. And there was a possibility, and now somebody got fired. Filehiber, Benny got fired today. So goodbye, Oakland Roots. You're going to have to regroup. But,
Again.
Again. But I mean, we don't have, Oakland, Monterey Bay, and then us in Orange County. Come on, Santa Barbara. Why couldn't you have been a club next season? We have to wait a year. Whatever.
Yeah, because they were trying to get their investors and their sanctioning right. So apparently that took them even longer. So now we're gonna have to wait until 2027, which seems to be the second golden year of expansion for the USL. Given the fact that now Santa Barbara Sky is going to be introducing that year, Atletico Dallas, I believe a couple other teams as well. Which, by the way, I've told RoRo that if he should travel with the team to Dallas when we take on Atletico Dallas for the first time, I got his barbecue and his beer, so he don't even got to worry about that.
Oh, all right, that's cool.
And RoRo, he's never even offered that to me, so whatever. I'm kidding. He probably has. Never mind.
It was either Texas beer or cold brisket. And I don't exactly remember you frowning upon that can of cold Ziegenbach. So
did not frown. Drank it all, man. It was good. Thank you so much. All right. Retract.
Well, let's take a look at the USL playoffs. The bracket, how that's looking like. Which, by the way, with Miami beating us on Saturday, they got out of the last place arena, and then it's between either. Unfortunately, Mark Briggs is a Birmingham Legion or Las Vegas Lights because they both have 27 points. Not sure who ends up being last, but they both had that there. I will say that things look pretty close, right? I mean, if we look at Las Vegas and Colorado, there's only a 10-point difference between last place and the last playoff ticket. So it was a close, and also on the Eastern Conference as well, there was a 10-point differential there. So yeah, this goes to show that when we say that a game could be critical, this is why, right? In the season, you could just be like 3 wins on a tie away from playoffs there. But yeah, let's take a look at the bracket. How things are looking like here. So first, let's start here on.
Oh wow, that's not even the official bracket from USL. That was a different look. What web page are you on?
This Wikipedia, yeah. It's
oh God,
what they had there. It's I should have pulled the image from USL, but this is how the standings are like. So on the Western Conference, on our side of the bracket, you got us playing against Orange County. Again, that game is on Sunday. Should we win, we will be playing against New Mexico or Uncle Ruckus. That's third against sixth place. Either way we win, we host semifinal match, which would actually be on a Saturday the following. Unfortunately, this week, as I mentioned earlier, it's not on Saturday because of a concert happening on Friday, which, again, is a shame that this is the situation. But again, we will have our new home soon, and we won't have to worry about this mess about having to play after everyone's already played and then be at a disadvantage, right? A day less off from most teams. And then on the other side of the Western Conference bracket, you got FC Tulsa against Colorado and then El Paso against Phoenix. So, interesting matchups on the Western Conference.
I just want to pipe in here a little bit. If you're looking for a matchup to watch on Saturday, El Paso Phoenix, that's going to be a goal fest. The 3 matchups so far this season has been a 4-4 draw, a 2-2 draw, and going to penalty shootouts in the cup, and then a 3-3 draw. Goals galore between those two. So if you're looking for something to watch, El Paso Phoenix has my vote.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to watch Phoenix pull Phoenix, and they'll probably take a 3-0 lead, and then El Paso will come right up and tie it up. I mean, Phoenix has done it before. They ain't going to stop. It's like a habit for them.
Yeah, and actually, just for fun, I'm curious. Let's go around and give our bracket. Who's the semifinal and who's the final?
God,
seriously? Well, I'm not.
No points given.
The league already has that as a contest. I mean, just go for it on the league's website.
I think I'll do it that way. I don't want.
I'm done.
Whatever Leon says. Whatever
going-
Rion says, I'll say whatever Rion says. Say it, Rion. What you got?
Okay, so out of the West in the first round, I think Tulsa will beat Switchbacks. I think Tulsa has enough there. El Paso and Phoenix is really a coin flip. I'm gonna go with El Paso at home. And then New Mexico, San Antonio. San Antonio were limping into the playoffs before their final game. I think it's just gonna be a straight, clean top seeds move forward in the playoffs here for the first round in the West. That again, the West is named for chaos, so I could be completely wrong after this weekend.
Dude, anybody can be completely wrong. It's soccer. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But I want you to be right.
Yeah.
I do want you to be right, Rion, because that means we go through.
That means we get to beat San Antonio's ass.
well, no. Rion said New Mexico. No, because you said all the top seeds.
Top seeds.
Yeah.
I would love to beat New Mexico again.
I don't care. New Mexico, San Antonio, we're beating them. We're whooping on them.
Yeah. If I had to fill mine out though, I'm not going with all top seeds though. I think Colorado pulls the shocker. Colorado, El Paso, New Mexico, Sac Republic, final Sac Republic against El Paso at Sacramento.
Ooh.
Okay, you're weird. I still think Tulsa is Tulsa. I don't think Colorado Springs stands a chance. Honestly, they're not doing so hot. I think Tulsa's. Wait. Rion, what's the run of form right now for Tulsa?
Run of form right now for Tulsa. Let's see.
Because I'm
Let me
too
pull them
freaking lazy
up.
to look at it myself. Thank you, Rion.
Okay, so their last 5 was a loss against Indy, a win against Lexington, a win against San Antonio, draw against El Paso. Oh, and then they won their final match against Colorado Springs. So,
So, yeah,
God.
Oh, no.
It's a home and away.
Tulsa's going to win.
Actually, no, it was at Tulsa their last match. So maybe Colorado is just going to stay there for the week. Who knows?
Who knows?
Could be.
It's not far to travel from Colorado, one state and a half over to Oklahoma. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, they could all have gone home and slept in their beds and been comfortable, as opposed to getting. When you live with a roommate, it's like you get so tired of it. You know the hotel food and the no. They're not going to stay in. They're not staying in Tulsa. They went home. They went home.
Yeah, all they have to do is just get past the Panhandle and keep heading on east, almost to Arkansas. So it's, compared to other road trips, it's really not that far for them.
Yeah, and on the other side of the bracket for the Eastern Conference, you got Louisville City hosting Carlos Saldaña's Detroit City there. Should be a pretty good match. Pittsburgh Riverhounds against Hartford Athletic and on one side. On the other side, you got North Carolina against Loudoun United, and then Charleston Battery against Rhode Island, who's trying to get back to another USL final there for them. So interesting games, and as Sharon said, we're hoping for a Detroit win so Louisville City can get kicked out. Sorry, Louisville City, but we want to be up higher.
Carlos Saldaña is my dude, and I certainly hope that he gets it shut out against Louisville. Will it happen? Doubt it. But I'm putting all my heart behind the Detroit City on this one, because they've got a daunting task ahead of them, taking on Louisville City at Lynn Family Stadium. It is not going to be easy for them.
Danny Dicchio, come on, buddy, coach that team, coach them to a win. Okay, Hartford could beat Pittsburgh. Easy.
Yeah, I think Hartford goes through, and I think Loudoun goes through.
Ditto. Yep.
Yeah.
Drew Skundrich with 150 appearances in all of USL, right? Is it 150 at Loudoun or 150 period? He just did the 150 mark, which is quite a
might be period.
Yeah. So good for him.
Yeah, but Hartford steamrolls Pittsburgh. I mean,
Charleston's going to beat Rhode Island. That's not a problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and actually, it's kind of interesting when we look at the lineup there on the side of the bracket: North Carolina, Loudoun United, Charleston, Rhode Island. They all have former Sac Republic players in their squad on that side. So, Eastern Conference Final will have a Sac Republic or former Republic player, no matter who it is. there will be someone there. So just the interesting thing on that side. So again, game will be on Sunday. Our game is the last one. So Sunday, actually, we'll have two games. Charleston against Rhode Island will be earlier, but we are going to be, between us and Orange County, the teams that are going to have the least amount of rest heading into semifinal. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, I wouldn't think that would really affect as much, but it just sucks. It could have been on Saturday. But on the other side, we'll know if we win who we play against. So there's that. All right. Well, Rian just preloaded here the post-match press conferences for Miami, right, Rian?
Yep.
For post-Miami? Right. So we're going to go ahead and hear that right here. First off is Coach Collins giving his thoughts on the match and all that happened on Saturday.
Yeah, listen, tonight I think, of course, is really about RoRo. Just amazing that he gets that recognition for all that he's put in, not just to Sacramento, but for his career. Very few players get that opportunity, so I'm delighted for him, and not just him, but his family, because they're the people that go through it. So that was important. Disappointing that we didn't give him on the pitch the result that we wanted. I think we missed too many good opportunities in the first half, and in the second half thought we were a bit disjointed. I thought it looked like it was going to go to a tie, and a bit of sloppiness at the end cost us. I'll take the kind of accountability for it. I made decisions based on what I thought would be best for us longer term, as opposed to risking guys for what, yes, we wanted to win, but not at all costs. So I think that probably showed that we missed certain guys tonight, although we should have just got the job done in the first half.
You're a former player. You know about that retirement ceremony, your final thing. Like, what was your message to RoRo's?
I think it's simple to enjoy it. To enjoy it. And I said to the team, we'll enjoy it if we perform and we win, and we didn't manage that. But I think RoRo is probably at a stage in his life where he's able to understand the importance of just being able to try and soak it in, and I think he's doing that. And I've seen a kind of change in him the last few days in terms of he looks a little bit lighter and he looks very motivated, and I think we're both looking forward to the next few weeks together.
Speaking of the next few weeks, big picture wise, how do you feel like the team is prepared to head into the off season, specifically with your play the past couple of weeks?
As well prepared as we probably ever could be. There's a couple of guys that we really hope that are fit. I think that's going to be important, getting certain guys fit. But in respect to the whole season and what we've been through, I think we're in a position like where we've experienced a lot, we've overcome a lot, and we should be ready.
Are you concerned about the playoffs when you play different at home than on the road?
No, not massively. I think our results are probably quite similar over the piece. I think we've maybe won one more game away on the road. I think we've tied a lot at home, and I'm not going to put too much weight on tonight. Listen, we're looking forward to being at home. We feel that we can make this place a fortress, and starts next week with Orange County.
My last question is just, going through the USL Cup and the Open Cup, you're really the only team in the Western Conference that's had 4 or 5 winner go home games. How does that prepare you guys for the next 7?
I don't think it guarantees anything, but I think it means that we've felt that. We know what it's like. Different scenarios we've experienced, and I think we'll find out next Saturday, but I think it's definitely not going to be a bad thing.
Well, I'm glad that Coach still had his voice, because he was pretty vocal. I mean, both on Wednesday and Saturday. So, glad he was still able to say something there. Was that all, Rian?
No, there's more. We're gonna save RoRo for last. Let's go to Lee Desmond next.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and listen to Lee Desmond.
Tell me about tonight and what it's like to retire a captain.
Oh, well, I thought you were going to ask about the game. Obviously, that's disappointing, but the bigger picture is we're already qualified. And then also a night to celebrate RoRo. I'm here 4 years. He's done so much for me. on and off the field. Like I've said it before, like there's different ways of leading, and RoRo leads in so many different ways. Yes, he can be vocal, he sets the standard in training, but time and time again he comes up when the team really needs him in big moments. Open Cup, even this year, Rhode Island, numerous occasions. Orange County scores in the first 20 seconds a few years ago. Time and time again. I've never played with anybody who turns up when the team is struggling time and time again. From a personal point of view, I landed in Sac moving over here 2022. He picked me up from the airport. Like, he's just that type of guy. So we're going to miss him. We'll still see him around the place, but on the field and in the locker room, we'll miss him big time. RoRo, the focus was on the game. He didn't want extra attention. That's who he is as a person, and we had a job to do. And we have the playoffs as well next week. It's not his last game. He's going to be here next week, and he's going to put in a big performance. And hopefully we have 4 more games here. But it's fair that he gets a big night like he got, because he's the best player in the club's history.
What does it take for you guys to make a championship run?
Staying calm, composed, using the cup final defeat as motivation, and just focus on doing your job as an individual and don't let the occasion take over.
Are you disappointed that?
Sorry?
Are you disappointed that you guys
Yeah, very disappointed. We only lost 1 home game all season, and obviously we had pride in that record. Wanted to get a clean sheet too for Danny. Unfortunately it couldn't be, but like I said, the big picture is next week.
This team loves tournaments, and so does number 8. What do you guys think about this new tournament you're about to enter in next week?
Yeah, I don't actually view it like a new tournament, but in a way you're right. Look how it's gone over the years. Anything can happen. So it might be, a really tight game, and it might be a set piece that decides it. But I think we have the experience in the group, not just from an age profile, but we've had the bad moments like the cup final, like losing here in the Western Conference final 2 years ago. So I think now is perfect time, and hopefully we can do it for everybody and for RoRo as well. Thank you.
Well, that's great. They're going to use it as a motivation, right?
Lovely. I absolutely lovely Desmond. I could hang on every word that man says. He hits my brain just the way I like to receive that kind of information, as from a player's perspective. He's straightforward, right between the eyes, always says the right thing, he started off that interview. They were asking about something else, and he said, I thought you were going to ask about the game. And he got in his bits about the game. Lovely. Thank you so much. And I know that that's how Jack feels. I know that's how, all the players, and he says, at least says what they're thinking. It's like, talk to me about the game. It's so cool. I love him. Okay. We have one more, right, Rian?
Yeah. So next up is the man of the match, the man of the season, RoRo, giving his thoughts on his special game here on Saturday.
Man, this is something amazing, something I never would have dreamt of. This city means a lot to me. This community, this organization. What they've done for me tonight is just, I'll never have the words to thank them. Like I said, I wish we would have finished with the 3 points, but we still have hopefully 4 more games, and I'm excited for what's next.
As you pass the torch to the next generation, who do you hope is the next leader of this team, the face of the franchise, if you had a choice?
Man, I can't say. There's so many guys in that locker room who could do it. We're such a good group in the locker room. There's so many talented players there. I just wish that everyone gives it everything they have every time they put on this crest. This is a club that deserves more, that deserves the best every single night. And hopefully I could finish this with a championship. There's nothing I want more than that.
You've been through that championship right now. What is it going to take the next 4 games?
Someone's going to have to drag me out of this field. And I hope my teammates are the same. I'm going to do everything I can to help the team win a championship. I know the team is behind one another. We all have that goal, and unfortunately tonight we could have put that game away early and we didn't. But now it's time to focus on Sunday.
Hay muchas palabras que te puedo decir bonitas, pero lo que te puedo decir en nombre de toda esta afición de Sacramento, gracias por todo, por haber representado al Sacramento con honores.
Sí, no, yo la admiración es mía, ¿no? Por toda esta gente que vino. Qué bonita noche, ¿no? Que toda esta gente vino a apoyar y ver todos los 8 por todo el estadio, que estuviera mi familia, mis papás, mi abuelita de México, mis mejores amigos, la gente que me quiere. Es una noche muy especial para mí y le agradezco, ¿no? a la afición, a la ciudad de Sacramento.
¿Qué viene ahora? Vienen los playoffs, pero después de los playoffs, ¿qué sigue? ¿Técnico?
Sigue, esperamos que un campeonato y después de eso tengo una posición de entre el club, entre la academia y el primer equipo, ayudar a los jóvenes un poco y esa es una posición que me interesa mucho, que siempre quise y gracias a Dios el club me está dando esa oportunidad.
¿Te vas feliz?
Sí. Triste, muy triste de irme de este juego que siempre he querido. Desde que tenía 3 años me enamoré de este juego y me voy feliz, pero al mismo tiempo un poco triste. Gracias. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, they're at the end. He's of course leaving sad, just like any player leaves sad when you retire. And I gotta say, I really like that he mentioned that someone has to drag him off the field in the following game. That goes to show you that it doesn't matter if he has to go in for a tackle, he's gonna go in for a tackle. Like, he's just gonna leave it all on the pitch, and I hope all the other players follow his lead. Don't just let him be the one to do that. Do the same. Do it for RoRo. So
I will say I understood about 3/4 of what RoRo was saying, and he says, it sounded like you said he was happy and yet sad, for the season, and that he's been dreaming of a championship since he was 15, when he first started playing for, I forget the Academica, I think it was, when he first started playing in the professional ranks. It was interesting to hear him talk a little bit about wanting to have a championship, that this is important to him. And they're all saying we could have 4 games. So, it's kind of like that's the goal that they're setting out there for themselves. So it's kind of like, okay, one at a time. Let's get this first one. Let's get the second one. I like that mentality. It's, again, a winning mentality, although Neil's squeaky voice is testament to how much he yells all game long. And, he starts out, we can hear him because his voice has recovered from the prior game. But then by the end of the game, we can't hear him at all. We don't know what he's saying. We just hear these little random, squawks come out. And we see him get angry and walk up and down the pitch and storm up and down the pitch. It's pretty cool. He's a different kind of guy. Different guy.
Yeah, he's been more vocal, I will say, than at the beginning of the season, right? For us there watching there at the stadium, especially sitting there in 105. Yeah, he's gone on a great journey to be more open to expressing himself, and he loses his voice often.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, as far as a vocalness and volume, he was definitely louder than anyone else in Birmingham this past June. I mean, the crowd you can kind of hear, but Neil, you could hear perfectly, especially with where I was sitting. So I can confirm on that.
There were 5 people in the stands? I'm kidding. I know there were more, but whatever. Yeah. So if you didn't hear the other 3 people, so it was pretty cool on the when they had that little walk down memory lane to see Preki, to see Graham Smith. I mean, all these people that I've worked for, or worked alongside or knew, and just to see them, and it's like, oh my gosh, we've all gotten 10 years older. And I'm always blown away. And I know they look at me at the same way that I look at them, and they probably look at me and think, oh my goodness, we've all gotten older, but they still look, you can still feel their souls exactly the way that we all knew them, and all the jokes that we had and all the fun when you see their faces. And I know even RoRo, Luis, you heard him say that, Rihanna, I think you were there too, when he looked at me and he said, did you see Graham? It's like, yeah, even Graham, they got a hold of him to do a thing. And Warren Smith, they got him also on the board to send a message. It was so cool.
Yeah, no, it's great all the people they got to send a message, and that there was so many people. It was like just amazing how they got everyone. I'm sure they probably knew before we all knew, right? Just to get the messaging across, and they had to hold on to that for a while, right? And be like, oh, it's gonna happen. But yeah, no, shout out to the team for putting it together and allowing us to see some familiar faces, like you mentioned, that we haven't seen in a while, especially Coach Preki. Like, it's been a while since he's made an appearance, right, at our stadium. So there was that. But yeah, once again, playoffs this Sunday. Get your tickets if you haven't yet. 6 p.m. is the start time for that. So be there, be loud. Be there for all of us, especially those of us who can't be there. And I'm sure it will be a sellout crowd because, yeah, I mean, we made it to a couple final already, and we can make it to another final and hopefully be in Sacramento as well.
Yeah. And also, adding a note onto that, I did see by way of Orange County SC's feed, the match is going to be carried on CBS Sports Network. So for those of you that subscribe to CBS Sports Network or are able to get it, you can watch it nationally there. I believe Fox 40 should still be carrying it on their website. That's to be determined, but I would imagine that they would, given the fact that it's a home match. But yeah, if you don't have CBS Sports Network, it is a premium channel, so it is one that you'll have to have a subscription to. But other than that, if you're in the area, get to the match. There's tickets on sale. If you're outside the area, try Fox 40's website, the Fox 40 Plus app, any way that you can to watch the match. It's at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
and also bear in mind that we do fall backwards this weekend, so keep a close eye on your clock for that too.
Oh yeah, make sure that y'all change your time. Although nowadays, thankfully, our cell phones automatically change, so there's that. But
are we going to do podcast winner dinner? Are we procrastinating?
Yeah, I'm kind of the one that's procrastinating tonight.
We don't need to know about all this BS about Orange County's run of form. We're going to beat them. Doesn't matter that they've won, tied, and won. Okay.
But also, it's kind of weird that Google has it as a 5 p.m. start time, but it's 6 p.m. Even though Google, that's what they show up on there. But yeah, recent form for Orange County. They beat Indy 11 2-1 on Saturday. They tied against Louisville City 0-0. This was at Orange County. We got to pay attention to that, and I'm sure they're probably reviewing that match closely because it's not easy to even get a point from Louisville. And then before that, they beat Uncle Ruckus 1-0, tied against New Mexico 3-3, tied against El Paso 0-0. So pretty positive result-wise against the lower teams there below them. And then their last their last loss was actually against us on October 1st, earlier this month. So I mean, they're back in Sacramento. We beat them already, so we got to do the same thing we did at the beginning of this month, at the beginning of next month, because the game is on November 2nd. So got to keep that streak of beating them at the beginning of the month going. So all right, with that being said, I know we have to move on to this, so let's go ahead and talk about podcast winner dinner, how things are looking like there. It's the end of the regular season. Playoffs does present itself with more point opportunities. And please, team, keep going in playoffs. Don't just let it be this game, because me and Jared need that. We'll take a look at the standings here. But there were two games that were played, one against Charleston and then the Miami one. For the Charleston game, only 2 points were given out. Sharon got a point for guessing Corey as being the first goal scorer. And then Jared got a point for being the only one to guess that Charleston would get the first yellow card. And then against Miami, only 1 point was given out. Rian was the only one who mentioned that Miami would get that first yellow card. So that was that. So the standings are as follows. As I get up here, the standings. There you go. So Sharon is still leading the way there, first place, 37 points. Then you got Rian in second with 36 points. And then Jared is now moving up right there because he got a point. So now I have a roommate once again in the basement there. We're both at the basement with 32 points. But 5 points away from first. And this is why I say, team, please play more than just one playoff game because we need more points. And there could be that possibility of getting to first, but don't make it depend on us getting a perfect predictions for this upcoming game against Orange County. So anything could still happen. I want to say that, but if it's just one game, then Sharon, Rian, you got to be careful what you pick for this game. If it ends up being just one game, but we all know it's going to be 4 games. So just predict wrong so me and Jared can get closer for the semifinal game. But
we're in playoffs, so we get a lot more point opportunities, correct?
Yeah, so we pretty much are using, I believe, cup rules. So you predict any 2 goal scorers, doesn't matter when they score. The assist is usual, first yellow card, extra time, yes or no, penalty kicks, yes or no, and then, of course, the final score. So, yeah, I mean, more opportunities, right? If it goes to extra time and only one person said yes and we all said no, that's an easy point right there. So, yeah, but you never know. So with that, Sharon, you want to go first?
I went first last time because we started.
It was the other way around. All right, Rian, then you're up first.
Alrighty. So going into the final match week, there were 4 teams that Sacramento could have seen in the first round. Lexington, Colorado Springs, Orange County, and San Antonio. Out of those 4, I was the most fearful of Orange County. They're the only team out of those 4 to get a win on us. They're the only team to get 2 wins on us this year. One being early in the season with a late goal, I believe, and then the other in the cup in the group stage. We did get a win back late last month. No, early in October, sorry. But yeah, this is the team that I'm most fearful of. Orange County's attack. It's a solid lineup of Zubac, Hagart, Jameson, Dunbar, Dogman, players that can spread a defense apart. We saw that in the first 2 matchups. That being said, we know how they play. We know what they're capable of. I'm going to say Lightning strikes twice and we win by a 2-1 result. For my goal scorers, I'm going to put money on Corey.
Me too.
And then I'm hoping we see Russell return. I'm hoping he comes back for this matchup. I really do. I'm gonna put him down as my second. For first assist, the optimist in me really wants RoRo as my first assist.
I do.
I'd love to see it. Let's put him down as my first assist and Jack as my backup.
Okay, I have Seba. Wait, for my other goal scorer, I don't have Russell. I actually have Seba. So we're tracking right now.
For first yellow card, this is for the team, right? Okay, so
yeah,
I think it's gonna be a very emotionally charged moment for Sacramento. I think Zach's gonna get the first yellow here.
We always do.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. Are we doing first yellow for Sac too as well?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, who's gonna? I'm gonna go with Benitez as my first yellow. Extra time, I don't think so. If we do go do a penalty shootout, I think. Oh, no PKs either. And then if we go to a shootout? Do we predict them as well?
If we go to shootout, yeah. So you could even say no extra time, yes, penalty kicks. It's more if it goes to that point, that extra point gets activated.
Do we predict the team for the shootout as well? If we go there?
No, it's just yes or no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
that's
for
my
this
picks.
year. All right. Well, Sharon said there was some that they disagreed on, so that's going to be interesting to see there, especially for the race for first place. For my final score, I actually also agree with Rian. I do think it's going to be a 2-1 score because I think it's going to be really close match. I think we're actually going to tie, and then we're going to actually end up scoring. I think it's going to be like a comeback of sorts. For the goal scorers, I'm also going to go with Corey. For the other goal scorer, I'm actually going to go with Seba. For the first assist, I'm going to go with Jack, and then RoRo as the backup. First yellow card, I'm going to go with OC. And then for the first player to get the yellow card for Sac, you know what? I'm going to go with Freddie. And then extra time, I don't think there will be extra time. And then if it does go to extra time, I think there would be penalty kicks if it goes to extra time. Jared.
Well, as far as score goes, this is really going to be a heavyweight bout as far as this goes. So I am not as optimistic that it's going to be as high scoring as y'all put it. So I'm going to go with Sacramento winning 1-0. Goal score, man, I would love to say Russell, but I don't know if his status. I don't think any of us know of his status. So as far as goal, I would like to say Corey, but I think I'm going to buck the trend here. I am going to say for some reason RoRo gets a goal. One last goal against Orange County. If he doesn't see the pitch, then I am going to say Dominic.
Well, it's any two, so.
Yeah, you get two.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay. So in that case, then I'll go Corey for the second choice then. And next we have assist. I want to say Jack Gurr, and if for some reason if he doesn't see the pitch, I'm going to say AJ. And then knowing how rough and tumble these two teams are, I'm going to say that perhaps Orange County gets the first yellow. I mean, somehow they get it. And as far as us, I'm going to say the first yellow is going to fall on it's going to be a good question here. Let's see. Who did we go? I'm going to say I know it's playoffs, and I already went last week with Freddie, but I'm going to go with Freddie again. Never know. And then I don't see us going into extra time. If for some reason, if we do go to PKs, I'm going to say yes. I'll just say yes. We'll go into extra time.
All right.
Wait, you mean yes extra time or no? That last one is if it goes to extra time, then will there be PKs or not?
Yeah, this kind of tells you how often we do this extra kind of thing here. So you have to pardon my sight here. Yeah.
Just PKs.
Oh yes, just the PKs. No to extra time.
Okay. Which, by the way, you mentioned Russell, and we got the chance to just briefly talk to him when he was going around and signing autographs, and he says he's going to try and be there on Sunday. So I feel like knowing Russell, he will be there on Sunday. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Absolutely, fingers crossed. So initially I was going to do a 1-1, right? And then the PK thing. And then I thought, no, because we've got the 30 minutes. If we are tied up, we'll break the tie. So I think we're still a 2-1 favorite. I think the goal scorer is going to be Corey and or Seba. I believe that RoRo will get the assist. If he doesn't play, then it will be Jack. And then Sac is pulling the first yellow just because we're just going to be all over the place. And it's either between Christian, Luis Felipe, or Seba pulling the card first. And if somebody can tell me, Rian, of those three, which one is the most likely to get a card, Rion?
Who are the three? Seba.
Seba, Christian, or Luis Felipe.
Okay, give me 1 second. Seba is on 6 yellow cards. Pirano's on 5. This is just for the league. Herrera is on 6 yellow cards. Pirano's on 5. Felipe is on 3.
And Luis Felipe has been starting games lately, but we don't know if Nick Ross is going to be back or not. So chances are we might see Luis Felipe start this match, not Nick. So, gosh darn it. But Seba's such a ringer because he rides people and he yanks on them and he turns them around. Whatever. Seba. Get yellow. Sorry, I took forever on that one. Extra time? I don't think so. But if we go to PKs, yes, we win. Is that the question on the PKs? If we go to PKs, we win it?
No, so the question there is if there is extra time, will PKs happen?
Oh,
so if you guys want to change your response, I mean.
I thought it was if we go to PKs, do we win? Oh, never mind. That I don't know what that means. So my answer is no. We don't have to go to PKs if there's extra time. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much just us saying like if there's extra time, we win an extra time or take it to PKs. So.
Well, I thought it was do we win in PKs, honestly.
Yeah, I know. I maybe should have worded that a little different there, but yeah, we're keeping it simple. So that way it's more like, could PKs happen? If they do happen, then you can celebrate a point, or if they don't happen, then you get a point. But this only gets activated if there is extra time, though. We should add that. So,
all right, sounds good.
Just another reason to look forward to. I know we don't like extra time, but if extra time happens, we're just putting a point out there for up for grabs, you know.
So I'm buying my mother a tiara to wear on her 95th birthday. If needed, after this match, I will borrow it for just, I'll borrow it. Sorry, Rion.
You know what? Instead of borrowing it, you should probably get the one Rion has. If you
No.
Just
Rion wants to keep his own. What jersey are you wearing today? I didn't even ask in the very beginning.
This is the Republic. Yeah, I forget the superstitions now. This is the Republic 10th anniversary with RoRo on the back.
Nice.
Wait, but you have a RoRo jersey. I mean, sorry, you have an Orange County jersey though, don't you?
Orange? No, I don't think I have an Orange County.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
if we win, when we win on Sunday, and we're recording the podcast, can we all just be holding some oranges and just kind of like squish them?
God.
Maybe I'll bring an orange into the stadium. Just after the game is over and after we've won, just kind of hold the orange and just kind of see if I can find somebody to squish it.
Oh yeah, get one of those squeezers, right? Like the lemon squeezers.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna bring that in. Maybe bring in a little fake orange or something. Who knows?
This actually reminds me of when I actually went to a match in Championship Stadium or Orange County, and there was actually a fan, I believe it was an Orange County fan, that must have been in our section. We were in the away fan section, and they actually threw orange onto the pitch. I think it was outside of it wasn't like on the field. It was like where they usually train. And there was a Sacramento Republic fan that I wish I would remember his name. He hangs out over at TVB. I think he's still there. He actually grabbed the orange because I'm assuming the orange was meant to land on given fan or maybe on one of us, and actually ate it as a way of being like, here you go. Thanks for the orange. I just got it from the grass and I'm here eating it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, Luis, just a quick. It was 2016 when Orange County knocked us off at the playoffs. We were the first seed and lost in a penalty shootout for that year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it was at home. So once again, echoing your words, this is why maybe Orange County wasn't the team that we were looking forward to there. But hey, there's always an opportunity to avenge. Just like last year, how we went on that little avenge tour. You remember, right? In the quarterfinal, semifinal. could have also happened in the final, but yeah. Or sorry, not last year. What am I thinking?
2020.
2 years.
We got rid of the
5
2024 playoffs in our head. We don't remember that.
Yeah, we don't want to remember that. Like what happened last year. Yeah. All right, y'all. Last final parting words here before we say have a good morning, good night, and be there on Sunday if you can go there.
Hey, closing out the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I really appreciate the club for honoring not only RoRo, but also breast cancer awareness this last weekend. So, and go Republic. Let's keep rolling for RoRo.
Oh, it's me. Yeah, it's playoff time. Yeah, I'm excited. And this is the reason why I'm in this business, like playoffs with games on the line, stakes on the line. Go check out the website. I have the match recap for Miami. I will have a preview against Orange County up soon. And also go check out Orange and Black Soccer Cast if you want to hear things from their perspective on the upcoming match. And go Republic.
Oh, if only their studio software would work again so I can actually chat with Orange and Black Soccer Cast. But yeah, definitely check them out for a good Orange County perspective. Some clarification as far as the wooden spoon race. Even though Birmingham Legion and Las Vegas Lights finished with 27 points, Las Vegas Lights hold the tiebreaker given the fact that their goal differential is -27 to Birmingham Legion's -14. So congratulations, Las Vegas Lights. You won the wooden spoon for 2025 and go Republic.
Yeah, that's what they get for eliminating us from playoffs last year. Well, as for me, once again, y'all, as I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, and I know we've had it there on the banner scrolling throughout the episode, we want to hear from you on what your favorite memory of RoRo was, because we're going to be recording a special bonus episode about RoRo. So if you want to actually like speak it, record the voicemail on sacsoccerpod.com. If you'd rather just like type your memory, then you can contact us on our website, again, sacsoccerpod.com, or you can go on Facebook, Instagram, send us a message with that, and we'll read it on that episode. But please do so by November 1st. That's the Saturday. Because we are going to be recording that here shortly, and we want to get that posted sometime in the upcoming weeks. So, yeah, just let us know. We want to hear your stories that you have with them. We're going to be sharing some of ours favorite memories here on that episode as well, but we want to hear yours, or we want to like mention yours here on the podcast. So, thank you all for participating in that. All right. With that being said, again, if you can make it on Sunday, please be there, because I can't make it myself on Sunday. So please be loud. I know we're going to pack the stadium. We're going to need all the support as usual. Let's try and make it those 4 matches. At the very least, we know we have 2 matches that could happen for sure at home. We don't know about that 3rd and 4th. Could end up being away, but be loud this Sunday. And then if we make it over to the following game, be loud semifinals and beyond if we continue to host. But with that being said, y'all, thank you as usual for watching and listening to Stay of the Republic podcast. Again, check out sacsoccerpod.com so you can check out Rian's blog posts on there. He's been posting quite a few posts, and I know he has a RoRo, as he mentioned earlier, that he will be posting about postseason. Also, you can listen to all of our episodes. Contact us on there on the website, again, sacsoccerpod.com. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching and listening to tonight's episode, and you'll hear us next week here on State of the Republic podcast.
From everybody here, good night. Cue the music.